More people are coming out talking about he scammed them. This is so embarrassing. This is exactly what I mean when I say do not ever settle in life. I don't care how old you are. First of all, she looks amazing. She does not have to settle. No matter where you are in life, do not settle.
So all the victims, the lady that's on disability with 30,000, you don't care about these people?
Christian doesn't even know who that woman is.
Oh, girl, I get it, that's your man or whatever, but sometimes a mother brings you down. He stole this woman's money. Should he be trading as a felon?
Yeah, he can.
Who told you this? And because I'm not making this up.
Okay.
You're too smart for this.
On January 12, 2026, a court ruled that Jennifer Williams' husband, Christian Gold, must pay $367,625 to the people he scammed. Since the ruling, he has reportedly disappeared, and no one seems to know where he is. At the same time, Jennifer has continued posting Bible verses on social media about overcoming challenges and evil. Many people have found this ironic, believing that her biggest problem may actually be her husband's legal troubles. What makes this situation even more shocking is not just that Christian was found responsible for the fraud, but the way everything happened. Reports claim he carried out what has been described as a classic Ponzi scheme, using the attention and credibility that came from being Jennifer's husband. Meanwhile, Jennifer publicly defended him on national television, standing by his side while serious accusations against him continued to grow.
I feel bad for Jennifer, but I will say she is a magnet for being scammed. She just had an entire documentary about getting scammed from some other guy, and I don't know, there's just something about Jennifer that she just doesn't have street smarts like that.
If you have been watching Basketball Wives, you already know that Jennifer Williams has not had much luck when it comes to relationships. Time after time, she seems to fall for men who later become major disappointments. Each new relationship appears to bring more problems than the last. Many people now believe that Christian Gold has turned out to be the biggest mistake of them all, which says a lot considering her difficult dating history. Fans have even started joking that there must be something unusual in her birth chart, because she keeps attracting the wrong people. Even more surprising, Jennifer often stays loyal to these men until everything falls apart, leaving her heartbroken and dealing with another painful public breakup.
There is a lifetime membership fee, $1,500. He does all the trading. When I said the fee, it told me to go to Cash App and buy Bitcoin. I don't know what Bitcoin is, and why did I pay you $1,500 if I have to buy it? So I called to ask questions. I never got another response, but I want my $1,500 back. We're watching you flaunt your cars, your beautiful diamond rings, this Rolex in front of us, and we were robbed.
When Jennifer and Christian made their relationship public and later announced their engagement, Christian presented himself as a successful millionaire investor and trader who claimed to understand how to build wealth. He often talked about his financial success and showed off an expensive lifestyle. He bought Jennifer diamond jewelry, dressed her in luxury brands like Chanel, and appeared to have more than enough money to enjoy a glamorous life. To many people, it looked like he had everything under control. Being linked to a well-known Basketball Wives star also helped improve his public image. Their relationship gave him more attention and made him seem more trustworthy. Reality TV personalities often attract a lot of publicity, and that visibility can make people believe everything is genuine. According to the story, Christian took full advantage of that attention and used it to strengthen his reputation and make his image appear more believable.
The thing about Jennifer, she continues to repeat the cycle. God continues to send you the same person over and over again, and until you learn whatever that lesson is supposed to be, and she wants to be married and she wants to have a relationship so bad, no matter at what cost. She wanted to marry Tim, and no matter what, I want to be a wife, and she's willing to take just the title without really having in your life a great person.
Christian presented himself as a highly successful businessman who claimed he could grow other people's money through smart investments. Many people trusted him because they had seen him on television with Jennifer. They noticed the expensive jewelry, designer clothes, luxury lifestyle, and the confidence he showed in public. To many potential investors, All of this made him appear wealthy, experienced, and trustworthy. His polished image and convincing way of speaking encouraged people to invest their life savings, believing they would earn impressive returns. However, after the money was transferred, everything changed. According to the allegations, the entire operation followed the pattern of a classic Ponzi scheme. Investors believed their money was being used for trading and other profitable investments, but that was not actually happening. There were reportedly no real investment accounts or legitimate trading activities. Instead, Christian allegedly kept a large portion of the money for himself while continuing to enjoy a lavish lifestyle with Jennifer, leaving many investors shocked and facing major financial losses.
So in March, my husband and I looked at each other and we said, something don't sound right. Because if he's got all this money, and I'm going to tell you, our project accounts at this time, I think they were all running, and when we totaled it up in March, it was like $1.1 million equally between all of them. So we're like, there's no way he can't pull from this and give us yes, and I do have receipts of all of it.
When some of the older investors started asking questions or wanted to withdraw their money, Christian had a way of convincing them to keep their funds invested. He would tell them that the profits were coming soon and that they only needed to be patient and trust the process. Many people believed him and agreed to wait a little longer. However, when someone insisted on receiving their money immediately, Christian would often pay them using money that had just come from a newer investor instead of from actual investment profits. To the person receiving the payment, it looked like the investment was successful in producing real returns. Seeing this, other investors became even more confident. They thought everything was legitimate and even decided to invest more money because they believed the business was thriving. This is the classic pattern of a Ponzi scheme. Instead of generating real profits, money from new investors is used to pay earlier investors. The system can appear successful for a while, but it only survives as long as new people continue investing. Once the flow of new money slows down, the entire operation begins to fall apart because there is no real source of income supporting the promised returns. According to the allegations, that is exactly what eventually happened. Christian stopped communicating with investors altogether. He allegedly blocked people who tried to contact him and completely stopped making payments. Many of the investors were left wondering what had happened to their savings, unable to reach him or get any answers. What made the situation even more frustrating was that they could still see him living what appeared to be a luxurious lifestyle on social media. At the same time, he and Jennifer were appearing on Basketball Wives, showing off their life together while many of the people who trusted him with their money were still waiting for answers. Imagine putting your life savings into an investment because you believed someone was trustworthy. Then, without warning, that person stops responding to your calls and messages. Instead of receiving updates or getting your money back, you turn on your television or scroll through social media and see them enjoying expensive vacations, designer clothes, and a glamorous lifestyle. For many of the investors, that experience made the situation even more painful. Eventually, some of those investors decided they had waited long enough. They joined together and filed a lawsuit against Christian, accusing him of fraud and claiming that he had been operating a Ponzi scheme. The lawsuit was filed under Georgia's RICO laws, which are often used in cases involving organized patterns of fraudulent activity. These laws can carry much harsher financial penalties than ordinary civil lawsuits. Viewers of the most recent season of Basketball Wives may remember Jennifer strongly defending Christian whenever the accusations came up. She stood by his side and suggested that the allegations were simply coming from jealous people who wanted to ruin their happiness and success. Both she and Christian publicly dismissed the claims, presenting them as nothing more than attacks from critics rather than serious legal issues. However, one detail surprised many people following the case. Even after Christian was officially served with the lawsuit, he reportedly never responded. He did not file a formal defense, did not appear in court, and did not even hire an attorney to represent him. Court records reportedly showed that he was listed as representing himself, but in reality, he simply ignored the legal proceedings altogether. It appeared as though he believed that if he did nothing, the lawsuit might somehow disappear. That strategy did not work. Because Christian failed to respond or defend himself, the court entered a default judgment against him. The plaintiffs had originally sought about $120,000 in damages. However, because the lawsuit was brought under Georgia's RICO laws, the court tripled the damages. As a result, Christian was ordered to pay approximately $367,625 to the investors. At that point, the issue had moved beyond rumors or online speculation. It was no longer just an accusation being discussed on television or social media. A court had officially entered a judgment against him. Many people expected that such a serious ruling would finally encourage Christian to address the case. Instead, he responded only after the judgment had already been entered. He claimed that online harassment, cyberbullying, and threats on social media had caused him severe emotional distress and fear for his safety. According to his request to the court, these issues prevented him from responding to the lawsuit on time. He asked the judge to set aside the default judgment, stop the investors from collecting the money, and allow him to file a late response. Critics questioned this explanation. They pointed out that he had publicly discussed the allegations on national television and continued sharing images of an expensive lifestyle on social media. They also noted that he had allegedly ignored messages from investors seeking answers about their missing money. Because of those circumstances, many people found his explanation difficult to believe. Even so, the judge reportedly gave him another opportunity. The court stated that if Christian paid the required court costs within 10 days, the default judgment could be reopened, allowing him to present his defense and explain his side of the story. It was another chance to participate in the legal process and contest the claims against him. According to court records, he did not take that opportunity. He failed to meet the court's requirements, and on January 12, 2026, the default judgment became final. That meant the investors were officially entitled to collect the $367,625 awarded by the court. After the judgment became final, Christian reportedly disappeared from public view. He became unusually quiet, leaving many people wondering where he was. As attention focused on the legal case, Jennifer appeared to be left dealing with the growing public criticism and trying to manage the fallout while questions about Christian's actions continued to dominate the conversation. Jennifer also shared screenshots of text messages from people who claimed to be satisfied with Christian's investment services. These messages appeared to praise his skills and suggest that he had real clients who trusted him and had positive experiences. It looked like she was trying to convince the public that not everyone believed the accusations against him, and that there were people willing to speak in his defense. Along with those messages, she posted a Bible verse about a weapon being formed but not succeeding. Many people found that post surprising because the weapon she seemed to be referring to was actually a court judgment against her husband for fraud. Instead of gaining sympathy, the post led to even more criticism from people online. The biggest question everyone keeps asking is one that Jennifer has not really answered. Many people believe Christian never had much money of his own. Looking back, they feel the signs were there all along. The expensive jewelry, designer clothes, luxury handbags, and glamorous lifestyle all seemed impressive on social media. However, critics now argue that those things were either paid for with money collected from investors or with Jennifer's own earnings from her television career. Because of that, people are wondering who will actually pay the court judgment of $367,625. If Christian truly has no money and continues to stay out of sight, many believe the financial burden could eventually fall on Jennifer, whether she wants that responsibility or not. As more information becomes public, people are also questioning how much Jennifer really knew about Christian's business activities. She has insisted that she was unaware of any wrongdoing, but many remain skeptical. She lived with him, shared a life with him, and watched him run what he described as an investment business. While the public is only now learning the details of the legal case, Jennifer was by his side throughout the entire relationship. This has caused many people to ask an uncomfortable question. At what point does standing by your partner become more than simple loyalty? When does it begin to look like someone is ignoring obvious warning signs? Social media has been filled with harsh opinions about Jennifer's situation. Many commenters say they are not surprised because they believe she has ignored serious red flags in previous relationships as well. After everything she has experienced in the past, they struggle to understand why she would once again defend someone facing such serious accusations. Seeing her publicly support Christian on television, while a fraud case was moving through the courts, has left many viewers shocked. Some online critics have even started giving Jennifer unkind labels, saying she repeatedly falls for the wrong type of man. Others believe she becomes so loyal to her partners that she continues defending them, even when the evidence against them becomes difficult to deny. Whether those opinions are fair or not, they have become a major part of the conversation surrounding this case. Fans of Basketball Wives are also predicting that this controversy will become one of the biggest storylines on the show. Jennifer and Evelyn have had a long history of disagreements, and many viewers believe Evelyn will have plenty to say about the situation. Some even think the scandal could dominate future episodes, creating intense conversations during reunions and confessionals. Jennifer will likely have to answer difficult questions while court records and legal documents are discussed, making it much harder to dismiss everything as rumors or gossip. For many people, this situation stands out because it is not the first difficult relationship Jennifer has experienced. In previous relationships, she eventually chose to walk away after serious problems emerged. Now she finds herself defending a husband who has been found liable in court for fraud. Unlike rumors or online speculation, this case involves official legal findings, making it much more difficult for anyone to argue that nothing happened. At this point, some observers believe Jennifer needs to reflect on the pattern that has appeared throughout her relationships. They argue that the common factor is not simply the men she has dated, but also the choices she has made in trusting and supporting them despite repeated warning signs. Meanwhile, the legal judgment is now final, and the victims have the legal right to try to recover the money they lost. Christian has remained completely out of the public eye. He has not released a statement, posted on social media, or appeared publicly to respond to the court's decision. Jennifer, however, has continued defending him online, although many people feel the public reaction has changed. The discussion is no longer centered on accusations alone. It is now based on a court ruling that was issued after Christian reportedly failed to appear and defend himself during the legal process. Many of the people who invested their money with Christian say they trusted him partly because Jennifer's public profile made him appear more credible. Now they finally have a legal judgment supporting their claims. Even so, winning a case does not always mean recovering lost money. If Christian truly has no remaining assets and the money has already disappeared, collecting the judgment may prove extremely difficult. In that case, the victims could have a legal victory but still never receive the money they are owed. Jennifer now faces some very difficult decisions. She must decide whether to continue standing by a husband who has been found liable for fraud, whether to distance herself from the situation, or whether to accept that this relationship has become another painful chapter in her personal life. For now, she continues to show public support for Christian, but many people believe her explanations no longer match the facts that have been presented in court. As the case continues to attract attention, the pressure on Jennifer is only expected to grow.